So Han is back, and I think the fans are extremely excited about that with F9. How did it feel to be back with the Fast and Furious family?
So it was like a family reunion. You know, it's like being called and going, "Hey, we haven't seen you in a while. It'd be great if you could come back." And it was simple as that. You know, it wasn't like overly dramatic or anything. It was like, you know, I haven't seen a lot of these guys, you know, in many years. Like, you know, the cast and crew, you become super tight after all those years. So it was just nice being invited back and seeing everybody.
So what do you have to say to the Justice for Han movement and the fans that kind of made it happen?
A big thank you, you know, because I wouldn't be here and it wouldn't have happened without the fans. I mean, the great thing about, you know, Universal and the powers that be that, you know, at the top of this franchise is like they listen to their audience. They always have, you know, and the fact that, you know, the internet has helped, you know, get that rally cry out there, and for it to actually happen, and you know, when I was on set to go, this actually happened from a hashtag. You know, and if that's true, that's pretty amazing. You know, what a great story, right?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It shows just how iconic your character is and how much it means to so many people.
Yeah.
And with Han, you've played this character, I think it's almost 20 years now, right?
Yeah.
So not many actors get the chance to play a role for that long a time span. How does it feel to have walked in his shoes for that time?
You know, as I got older, I started to embrace Han more. You know, initially it's like, oh, it's a role I did, and I'm being associated with this character too much, so you kind of want to distance yourself. As you get older, as I got older, I started just becoming more comfortable in my skin and being able to grow up and then get older with the character, and to be able to revisit with a different perspective. Because, you know, life doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. You know, life will hit you in the face and kick you in the face hard. And you know what you're made of, you know, when the crisis hits you. And to be able to take that perspective and bring it into a character that represents that, or that, you know, that evolution of perspective was, I think, you know, a wonderful opportunity as an actor. So it's been great to be able to grow up with him, you know.
And the Fast and Furious franchise has been so successful. Why do you think we see this now, this second generation of fans coming along?
You know, that's always been a question I think everyone's been trying to figure out in this town, is that, you know, I think there's been many Fast and Furious duplicates trying to go, oh, we just put some cars in there with some dudes with muscles and it'll work out. But I think they forget that aside from the cars and the big action sequences, movies still have to have something that people can identify with. And the simple theme of family, and it's been really overused, you know, and people can kind of dismiss it after a while because you hear it so much. But, you know, family has always been the foundation and the center of this franchise. You know, it's something that doesn't matter what you drive and what you have in your garage or how much money you have, you can identify with wanting family or having family, right? So I think that's something that is universal, and I think the powers that be and the storytellers have been very focused on keeping that, you know, a theme. And even though, you know, you can overlook it, it is the foundation of this franchise. And you see it on the T-shirts, like, you know, it's a joke now. It's a meme, right? I don't need friends, I have family. Yeah. I don't need staff, I have family.
Yeah.
It's so funny now, right? So,
I love that. And Justin was also saying, like, you know, you've got the family on screen, but also behind the scenes with, you know, all of you growing up together and having a family together. And then you've got that on with the Fast and Furious franchise. It's quite incredible how close-knit everyone is.
And it's rare to be able to go through tragedy together, you know, and I think that's why the word family is so, like, dear to us now, is because I think if it was just a movie that, you know, we met each other on and hung out for a few months and moved on and it became successful, so what? You know, but with this franchise, you know, everyone out there knows that, you know, we lost, you know, such an important member of our family, and then be able to share that and overcome that. And then I think that's why the audience feels like, you know, the fans out there feel like they're such a part of it, because they lost too, you know. And and talking to you about this now, I think that's why the franchise continues to resonate with so many people, is because we all lost a family member together, you know. And it's been hard. It's the gorilla in the room that it's been really hard to talk about, but You know, actually, this is the first time I figured it out. I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah, I think so too. And I also, like, I think it's beautiful that you still honor Paul's legacy. And, you know, in the film, even this film, there's like bits that you keep there with him. I think that's beautiful. And I think the fans felt that too, you know?
And that's sensitive. It's a sensitive issue. Like, how do you do that with respect?
Exactly.
Without making it look like it's calculated or it's opportunistic, right? And that's dangerous. That's always dangerous territory, right? And but that's a testament to Paul, like what he means to us and this franchise. I mean, without him, we would not be here today. This is his franchise. He created it. It was because of him, because of his heart. And I think that's why that family theme continues, because that's what he was about. If the people who got to know Paul, I mean, that's what he fought for. And you know, how he was around his family is the things, you know, those were qualities that inspired me. Not the movie star. It was the brother, it was the son, it was the father, you know, so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. Well, we have to wrap, but thank you. That was actually a very beautiful interview. I just want to say thank you for talking about that and the family side. And I didn't expect it to take that journey, but
well, I think this was great because now I can answer this question, like, why does it mean why does it mean so much to so many people?
Yeah.
It's like we lost someone together.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah?
Yes, yes, true. So thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!